You don't. Addiction is not good. It's difficult to treat addiction. Those sending news and having video calls and they will be masturbating. I think for that one, they should put a stop to that. Okay. Whether you are married or not, you should put a stop. When we talk about the physical benefits, when you masturbate, it releases certain hormones. Okay. So we have the endorphins.
Masturbation. The Bible talks a lot about fornication, talks a lot about adultery, but it seems to be very silent when it comes to masturbation. And for most people, masturbation, because it is silent in the Bible, they tend to accept that it is okay. Science said it is okay. But other Christians looked at it as a misuse of the gift of sex. So today, we're going to have a deep conversation on masturbation, coming from a biblical perspective and also a scientific perspective. This is what we do to give you information when we talk about masturbation. Today with me here, you've seen him already. I have Joshua, a mental health personnel, who is coming to help us in this discussion. Joshua, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, from your mental health perspective, what is masturbation?
So, when we say masturbation is the stimulation of the genitals to gain pleasure and typically leading to orgasm. However, in the context of relationship and sexual intercourse, we have two types of masturbation, which is mutual masturbation and person-assisted masturbation. So when we say the mutual masturbation is when both people masturbate, stimulate their genital in the presence of each other to gain experience. And with the person-assisted masturbation is when a person stimulates the genital of her partner to gain pleasure. So these are the two types of masturbation. Though we say masturbation is a solo activity, meaning one person has to stimulate the genital to gain pleasure. But these two that I mentioned also mimic masturbation.
Okay. Yeah. Backdrops on what you just explained. Let's say solo masturbation. Is it something that is encouraged scientifically before we come to the biblical perspective?
Yes, masturbation scientifically is encouraged. It has a lot of health benefits. Okay. So it has physical benefits, it has social benefits, it has mental benefits, and scientifically it also has risks.
The risk associated.
Yes. Okay. So when we talk about the physical benefits, when you masturbate, it releases certain hormones. Okay. So we have the endorphins, we have the oxytocin, and we also have a neurotransmitter which is called dopamine. The endorphin is a hormone that is produced by the nervous system. Okay. It is responsible for euphoria, it's responsible for pleasure, and it's a natural painkiller. So it has a mechanism of action same as opioid drugs. So the word endorphin is generated from two ways, endogenous and morphine, where endogenous means within the body and the morphine means an opiate pain reliever. So when endorphin is naturally released when masturbating, it binds with the opiate receptor in the body and it acts as a painkiller. So naturally, endorphins also help in curing minor aches like headaches. And also it has a calming and relaxing effect. So it helps to promote good and quality sleep after masturbating. And also it helps to release stress after masturbating and release tension. And also research has shown that frequent ejaculation prevents prostate cancer. So the more you masturbate, the more you ejaculate, the more you protect yourself from prostate cancer. And with the social benefits, it helps in dealing with your mental, it helps to distract you from having loneliness, having sadness, and boredom. So most people masturbate when they are bored. So this also helps you, and mentally it helps with reducing stress and tension, as I said. So these are some of the hormones that help in dealing with stress, with the oxytocin and the endorphin.
All right, okay. So these are the benefits from the scientific background that I'm interested in these endorphins. Are they the same ones that are produced during sexual intimacy, right?
Yes.
So when the people will say, oh, I don't want to have intimate relationship with you today, I have a headache, that means that if they engage and they produce those kind of endorphins, it gives you that rush, that satisfaction. All right, okay. So this is scientifically saying that it is good to masturbate. From what you're saying,
yes,
scientifically, they're saying it's good. But what are the risk factors? Even though they say it brings about all of these things, are there risk factors associated with that? And if so, what are they?
So in mental health setting, when we say risk factors are certain things that can put you at risk of getting or involving yourself in something.
All right.
Yes, so in this situational context where someone masturbates, what can trigger masturbation and what can make someone masturbate? So someone who has been into abusive relationship before, or where someone who put her trust in a man and the man disappointed her, it can make the woman masturbate. The woman can decide not to engage in any relationship with the opposite sex. So the second one is curiosity and exploration. So some people, when they are growing up, they want to explore their body to understand their sexual response and to also understand their sexual preferences and to gain experience. So they want to know where they can get their feelings from. They want to know where you touch and it's more sensitive. So they try to engage in masturbation to understand these sexual preferences and also to explore their body. So these are some of the things that can make someone masturbate. And also the motive will also play a role in a positive way, because some people, they don't know that masturbation can be addictive. So they think that involving in masturbation is trying to gain pleasure, and when they gain the pleasure, it will help them deal with their prostate issues, and it will help them have quality and good sleep. It will help them enhance their mood, so they will try to engage in masturbation.
Out of curiosity and out of disappointment or frustration with a bad relationship.
Yes.
But they don't bear in mind that there are negative effects.
Yes, and some people too can do that to prevent themselves from engaging in risky behaviors like unprotected sex, because they know that once they enter and engage in unprotected sex, it can lead to unwanted pregnancy, they can get sexually transmitted infections, they can get HIV and AIDS, so they prefer to masturbate, and that will prevent them from getting into all this.
So for some, it can be like self-control. Yeah? I want to control myself. I don't want to engage in activity.
Yes.
I'm not married yet. I don't want to involve, so I can take care of myself.
Yes, yes.
Wow. So what are the negative effects with all of what you said? We talked about the positive. What are the negative effects?
So the negative effects, one is it can cause irritation. So when you masturbate, you are producing or providing friction, you are applying friction. So repeated masturbation can cause irritation on your genital. Okay. It can cause soreness, it can cause injury on your genital when you don't use lubrication or you do it aggressively. It can affect your relationship because you gain the pleasure. So you would think about being in a relationship, communicating effectively with your partner. What is the essence of it? I'm already getting the pleasure. Why should I involve myself in having a relationship, trying to build intimacy and marrying one day? So it can also affect that. And it can make you feel guilty and be shameful if you align with religious value. So the integration of these values can also make you feel guilty of that. So these are some of the effects of masturbation. And it can be addictive as well. And we know addiction is a disorder. Same as being addicted to substances, alcohol, and all that. So it can be addictive. And once it becomes compulsive, it starts to affect your relationship, your occupation, at a point where you are busy working and you get the urges and you are not able to control, you just walk to the washroom and go and masturbate. So when you do that, it can also decrease productivity as well. Yes, so these are some of the effects of masturbate.
Negative effect is that it becomes addictive, and so your productivity is lowered.
Yes.
You have injuries which open up to some infection.
Yes.
And it also puts you in a place, especially from a religious background, feeling shameful and guilty.
Yes.
So for religious people, when you are masturbating, I'm sure most of the time, with all the good things you've talked, what comes to their mind is, my body is God's temple. And I'm being selfish here and self-centered, trying to please myself. Am I honoring God with my body in the way I'm using this? From a religious point of view, like you talked about the shame. So that is where the shame comes in then.
Yes.
That's where the shame comes in.
Yes.
Because any time they engage in that, they will think that I shouldn't be doing this.
Yes.
I shouldn't be doing this. Do you have to necessarily think about something or someone, erotic movies, or do you have to watch something before you engage in it?
For some people, yes, they have to respond to external stimuli, like watching pornographic movies, and also when they see naked pictures or nude pictures, it triggers them. They start having the desire to engage in masturbation. So it also have a role to play. There are some people who masturbate, and with that external stimuli, they cannot. They have to get something that will trigger them. So when they watch movie and the person is kissing someone, they have the desire to that. They will just throw their phone somewhere and start masturbating. Yes, so external stimuli also play a role in masturbation.
Okay, so the reason why I ask is that because in the Bible, when the Bible says that whosoever looks at a man or woman lustfully has already committed a sexual sin with them. And here is the issue where you have to depend on an external thing and you think about it and it triggers you. So from the biblical point of view, these are some of the things that we look at and say, it's selfish and it doesn't honor God.
Yes.
It doesn't honor God. Okay, you talked about something on mutual partner, or the young people now, they have something they call sexting. That is, they send nude pictures of themselves to each other, or they do video calls where the partner is somewhere. If they are married, is it something that it's okay, or it doesn't fall in line with, if you are religious, do you feel guilty about it as well?
So I think with those sending news and having video calls and they will be masturbating, I think for that one, they should put a stop to that. Okay. Whether you are married or not, you should put a stop. But I will recommend the person-assisted masturbation for couples or people who are married. You know, it helps them, it enhances intimacy, it enhances sexual performance, and it helps them to enjoy whatever they are doing. Yes, it also helps them to understand where to touch and where not to touch. And the husband will say, oh, yesterday you touched here and I enjoyed it, today you have to do same. So with the person-assisted masturbation, I would recommend that for married couples.
For marriage couples?
Yes.
Okay. So for marriage couples, what you're not encouraging is, how do you call that masturbation from a distance?
The mutual masturbation.
Just trying to spice up marriage.
Yes.
It can become addictive.
It can become addictive and very compulsive. And with that, it can also have future problems, like you send pictures through WhatsApp, social media, and at the end of the day, you break up. One can decide to share your news, and it can affect you. Yes, so we have to do away with that and focus on the person-assisted masturbation. That is very good.
I'm interested in the person-assisted masturbation as we talk about this. The reason why I'm interested is that communication is very important. And for some women, even though they are married with their husbands, they are having an intimate